Good morning, this is Sakis Paraskevov, Senior Fundamental Analyst at IronFX, bringing you the morning comment for the 26th of May. The Bank of Canada kept its benchmark interest rate unchanged on Wednesday, as was widely expected, but the tone of the press release was fairly neutral against expectations of a dovish tone. Even though officials acknowledge that Q2 GDP is likely to be much weaker due to the raging Alberta wildfires, they say that the economy will likely rebound in Q3 as oil production resumes and the rebuilding begins. The bank offered no clues regarding the likelihood of a policy response in case that the second round effects arise from this setback, something that may have disappointed investors who expected a slightly dovish shift in the language. As a result, the Loonie strengthened following the rate decision and continued to trade even higher in the following hours. Given the bank's neutral stance and the fact that many of Alberta's oil sands are preparing to restart production as the fires have moved away from the sites, we could see the Loonie recovering some of this month's losses. We would like to sound a note of caution though, as Canada's lost output may have supported oil prices in the recent weeks. As a result, the resumption of Canadian supply may ease oil's recent gains and thereby curb some of Loonie's strength. As for today, we get UK's second estimate of Q1 GDP. The second revision is expected to confirm the preliminary estimate, something that could keep any reaction in GDP muted. We would like to point out though that data released after the first GDP estimate showed that the fail in retail sales during March was considerably less than previously expected. Even though we don't expect that this was significant enough to revise GDP growth upwards, even fractionally, it still shifts the risk of any potential revision to the upside in our view. From Norway, we get the oil investment survey for Q2. Bearing in mind that oil and gas sector constitutes approximately 25% of Norway's GDP, this indicator will be closely tracked by investors. Given that the latest release for Q1 was in February and oil prices have surged since then, we could see upward revisions in the investment projections, something that may support NOK. In Sweden, the consumer and manufacturing confidence indices both for May are due to be released. In the US, durable goods orders for April are due out and expectations are for the headline figure to have slowed, while the core rate is forecast to have risen after a minor fall in March. Given the mixed expectations, the reaction in USD may remain somewhat limited at the release. We also get the nation's pending home sales for April and initial jobless claims for the week ended May 20th. Elsewhere, the leaders of the G7 nations will gather for a two-day summit in Japan. But given that the topic of currency intervention is not on the agenda for this meeting, it seems unlikely that we will hear any comments about the conditions necessary for a country to intervene in the FX market. Aside from a potential remarks by the G7 leaders, we have only one other speaker scheduled for today. Fed Board Governor Jerome Powell speaks during the day. For more information, including technical analysis, please read the full comment on IronFX.com or download our app and get all the information you need to trade. Also, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, or circle us on Google Plus to get more trading ideas. This is Sakis Paraskevov, Senior Fundamental Analyst at IronFX, wishing you solid trading.